Take a big egg carton for 20 eggs and line it with plastic wrap. Put in some meat for meatballs or meatloaf on top. Smooth it out, flip it onto a board, and you're done. No need to twist or shape anything. All the portions will be the same size and shape. All you need to do is cook them however you like, for example, steaming them. I don't throw away the mesh bags that come with fruit and veggies. Use them to wash the produce. Put the veggies in one bag, then another. There should be at least 2 layers, but 3 is even better. Then wash them under running water, scrubbing them well with the mesh. Quick and clean. Usually we throw away the peels from veggies like carrots, potatoes and beets. But you can make great homemade chips out of them. Add salt, dried garlic and any herbs you like to taste. A little vegetable oil. Mix it all up well. You can cook the chips in the oven, spread out on a baking sheet in a single layer or in an air fryer. It takes only 15 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. You get these crispy, fragrant and very tasty chips. You don't have to throw away mandarin peels either. Wash the fruit, dry it well and carefully cut off the top. Set it aside and scoop out the pulp with a spoon. The peel should remain intact. Fill the mandarin cups with loose leaf tea. Then cover it with the top of the mandarin. You need to dry this in a dehydrator, oven, or in the sun. Store it in an airtight container when it's dry. If the container is transparent, it looks very neat too. And for brewing tea, use a transparent teapot so you can see the mandarins floating and steeping. You get a delicious, fragrant and fancy tea. To make lemons last longer, you need to wipe them down to get rid of dirt. Put some vegetable oil on a plate, wet your hands with it and lightly rub the lemons. Line the bottom of a container or jar with paper towel. Then lay the prepared lemons on top. Cover them with more paper towels and put the lid on. You'd better store them in the fridge. To prepare poppy seeds for baking, first soak them in cold water for about 15 minutes. All the impurities will flow to the top so you can pour them off. Rinse the poppy seeds. Put them in a container and pour boiling water over them for 10 minutes to make them swell. Pour off the water, let the poppy seeds dry slightly, and then you can add them to your baked goods. If you don't have paper baking cups for making cupcakes, you can do this instead. Cut a square sheet of baking paper into squares, lay the paper in a metal cupcake pan, and press it down with a glass. It becomes a tulip shape. Fill it with batter and bake the cupcakes. Add a pinch of salt to the egg whites and beat until soft peaks form. Add all the liquid ingredients to the egg yolks. Room temperature sour cream, Jerusalem artichoke syrup, and melted butter. Mix equal parts baking soda and baking powder and mix well. After, add the rice whole grain flour and prepared poppy seeds in several additions. Finally, fold in the beaten egg whites in 2-3 additions using a silicone spatula instead of a mixer. Fill the molds with the batter, making sure to level it with the top of the metal mold, since they are tall and won't spread. Bake them in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. If any bumps form during baking, they can easily be smoothed out by pressing down on them with a flat-bottom glass 5 minutes before they are done. Once cooled, use a small funnel to fill the center with my preferred topping, which is unsweetened cherry jam. For the cream, you can mix together cream cheese and soft cottage cheese, sweetened with erythritol, both at room temperature for easier mixing. Decorate the poppy seeds cupcakes with cream and remove the paper mold easily to reveal a soft, moist, fluffy interior. To keep raw eggs fresh for as long as possible, regular salt can be used. Take a suitable container and sprinkle a little salt on the bottom. Place the eggs in a container and cover them with salt so that they are completely covered. Repeat this process in layers. When stored in a cool, dry place using this method, the eggs remain fresh for up to 3 months. Baked mackerel is a simple, quick and delicious dish. You will need a whole mackerel with the head. Rub a mixture of salt and spices on the fish. Connect the fish in a ring by placing the tail in the mouth and securing it with a toothpick. Then stuff the belly with orange slices. Bake it in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 25 minutes. When rolling out and cutting dough for noodles, a lot of flour is left on the dough. To avoid this, the dough should be rolled out in small pieces, excess flour should be shaken off, and then the dough should be dried on both sides on a well-heated frying pan for a couple of minutes. The dried sheets are stacked and cut into strips. Then start to thinly slice it. The dried dough becomes even denser and is very easy to cut into thin noodles. There is no excess flour and the noodles turn out just as good as those made by a Tatar grandmother. If you need to clean a lot of garlic cloves at once, add a little salt to water and mix it well. Soak the garlic in the water for about 5 minutes, the skin will come off easily. To quickly cook beans, they need to be soaked for a long time beforehand. But there is a much easier and faster way. Pour water over the beans and add a teaspoon of baking soda. Then place the container for the beans in the microwave and set it to the highest power for 10 minutes. The beans are almost cooked through. Now you can use them to make soups and any other dishes. If you just need to boil them, it will take no more than 15-20 minutes. Let's prepare a solution that promotes the rooting and growth of plants. Add aloe extract, which can be purchased at a pharmacy, to water. Take a few sprigs of rosemary, remove the unnecessary leaves and cut off the bottom of the sprigs. Place them in the solution. Do the same with green basil. Cover the herbs with Ziploc bags to create a greenhouse effect and leave them for a while. Rosemary usually takes a very long time to root, about 6-7 weeks, but new shoots appear after just 10 days. Basil, on the other hand, had an excellent root system after 8 days. Then transplant it into a pot with soil.